I had a client who lost £800,000 in sales because they were targeting the wrong keywords. They spent a year investing in SEO, ranking for a variety of keywords. They thought they were doing everything right, but when I looked into it, they were ranking for sure, but they were ranking for the completely wrong keyword phrases, keywords that they couldn't generate any business from.
Wild. And this happens all the time, right? Businesses are ranking for industry jargon or broad generic terms that never convert, while their competitors cash in on those simple, high intent driven keywords. But the great thing about today is we're going to make sure you don't make that same mistake, and we'll break it down for you without using any technical key terms and break it down in a way you understand. So welcome to the Marketing Podcast for Local Businesses, where we provide local businesses in the UK with practical marketing advice to help them grow. My name is Adam, founder of websitedesigners.london, one of the UK's top 1% online marketing agencies, helping businesses generate tens of millions of pounds.
And my name's Josh. I'm the founder of ImproveMySearchRanking.com, a specialist SEO agency based in London. We've helped more than 400 businesses generate well over £200 million in sales.
Fantastic. So, section 1. Why does keyword research matter for local businesses? Well, ultimately, search engine optimization, or SEO, isn't about just ranking. It's about ranking for the right keywords. If you are a plumber and you rank for coffee shops in London, you're not going to get many plumbing inquiries, quite simply. So, common mistakes businesses make: choosing keywords they think matter instead of what actually customers search for. So, example, fix my toilet instead of emergency plumbers. I know that was an example I stole from what you're going to say, Josh, but we can think of another one. Targeting national or global keywords instead of focusing locally. So, for example, if you sell coffee and you've got a coffee shop, if you're targeting and the coffee shop is located in Basildon, Essex, instead of targeting the keywords coffee, Basildon, Essex, you're targeting coffee, United Kingdom, coffee, England. That's wrong. So, and the final thing, ignoring search intent, ranking for how to fix my toilet instead of emergency plumber near me. So the search intent, again, using the same example, if people are trying to find an emergency plumber, and you're ranking for the method of fixing the toilet, people don't want a DIY solution. They want someone to do it for them. So you need to think about what they're searching when they need a service. So the key to success here is finding keywords that bring in ready-to-buy customers.
And with the example I mentioned in the opening that lost 800k in sales, they were a local service business, but they were targeting national and international keywords. So they were generating inquiries from SEO, but they just couldn't service them. Their SEO campaign didn't focus in on London, where their business was based, but they were getting leads every week from Manchester and Edinburgh and Dublin, but they can't actually service those clients. So that is a major problem. So moving on to section 2, this is about finding keywords for each of the services that you offer. So this is a very simple step, and what I'd recommend you do is get out a piece of paper or go to a Word document and simply write down all of the services that your business offers. So if you're a electrician, you would offer a variety of services. That might be emergency electrician, EV charger installations, fuse box replacements, rewiring services, and the list might go on and on and on. Simply put, just create a list of all of those services you offer. Another example might be a carpet cleaner. You might do upholstery cleaning, curtain cleaning, mattress cleaning. If you're an accountant, you might do payroll. You might do lots of different. You might know some more
management accounts, VAT returns, self-assessments, etc.
So simply create a very long list of all the services and the variations of services you offer. And that is step 1 in how to do keyword research right. So just get that list going.
Simple as that. Create a long list of the services you offer. Section 3, or step 3. Step 3. Find keywords for your target sector or niche. So your business might be able to target a range of different markets or sectors or niches. So for example, a solicitor shouldn't just target solicitors near me. they need to target service-specific keywords, like Josh mentioned: divorce lawyer, child custody solicitor, car accident solicitor, no win, no fee solicitor, business contract lawyer, etc., etc. So here, on that same list, create a nice long list of all the sectors and markets you want to target. So you've done the range of services, you've done the range of sectors and markets you wish to target, and Josh will tell you what to do in the next one. But before you do that, think about which generate you the most profit per sale as well.
Exactly. So you have your list of services, you have your list of sectors that you target. Now we're going to look at the list of locations that you service. So if you're a plumber and you're based in Birmingham, you might target keywords like plumber in Birmingham, emergency plumber Birmingham, boiler installation Birmingham, boiler repairs Birmingham, air source heat pumps. But as Birmingham is quite a big area and has lots of towns within it, there's areas like Solihull, Edgbaston, Walsall, Wolverhampton, etc., etc. You want to make a long list of all the areas your business can service. If, for example, you was a window cleaner based in London, you probably could target all 30-ish boroughs there are in London, all the towns within those boroughs. So here, the action for you is get back in that Word document and simply list all of the locations that you'd be happy to service. Once you've done that, this is the most critical and important step. You need to go to the Google Keyword Planner tool, which is a free bit of software from Google. There is a paid version which gives you more precise data, and it's worthwhile looking into this. To have the paid version, simply you need to have a paid for Google Ads account. So even if you spend £5 a month, you're going to get access to the more detailed version. So I'd highly recommend you go over to the Google Keyword Planner, start a Google Ads campaign, spend £5 a month so you get full access to the data. And what this software does is it tells you for each keyword you input into the software how many times per month that phrase is searched for. Once you have that data, you're going to want to start organising that into a Google Sheet.
Absolutely. So, and another thing we can think about here is a mixture of all three of those as well, right?
Yes.
So then we're going. The key here is looking and using Keywords Planner to ensure there is a search volume for those longer, what they call longer tail keywords. So, for example, it's great we've written down a list of keywords for each of the services, each of the target markets, and each of the locations, but also potentially you could have a combination of those. So for example, if you're an accountant, you might say, okay, management reporting for solicitors in Wolverhampton. So you've combined the location, the market, solicitors, the service, management account reporting. Now, the search volume, the more words you have, so the longer tail keywords, will tend to have less search volume, but typically they'll have lower competition, which means you'll be able to rank for them easier. So just some food for thought.
Yeah, and they also have much greater intent. So somebody typing in accountant versus payroll accountant in Solihull, the latter has much more intent, and the person searching for that knows what they want, and they're more likely to turn into a sale.
Spot on. Perfect. So step 5, organising your keyword research into a Google Sheet or a Word doc. To analyse the data from Google Keyword Planner, we recommend creating a kind of some sort of spreadsheet or a Google Sheet or a Excel file. Set up 3 columns: the keyword, the search volume, i.e. how many people search for that keyword, and where you currently rank in Google. And you can do a manual check.
There is software as well, like SEMrush and Moz, that you could use to find that, but it's paid for.
Yeah. Using software, I mean, if you're doing this as a one-off exercise, fine. Maybe just, and if you've only got 10 that you want to do, manual check, as in type the keyword in Google, see where you appear on Google. Is it the first page, second page? If you know you're not going to probably appear at all because you haven't done any SEO, you might want to skip this step. But and if you're not on the first 10 pages, I wouldn't even go any further. I'd just say 10 pages plus or 100 plus. Alternatively, you can use tools as Josh mentioned. And then a quick tip, if you'd like an example template spreadsheet for free, just drop us an email using our contact details in the show notes or the podcast episode description. We can send that to you for free.
Perfect. So now we have our data. We know what keywords have search demand and which don't. So some of those keyword combinations you search for might have zero search volume. Therefore, it may not be worthwhile trying to target those keywords. But in our Google Sheet that you've now created, you can sort it and you can see which ones have the most demand and therefore potentially the best keywords to target. So now you need to select the keywords you wish to pursue and think about how you can actually rank for those keywords. And to do so, what you need to think about is creating keyword-specific landing pages. So that might be accountant in Purley, accountant in Croydon, accountant in Mayfair, in Chelsea, etc., etc. It might be payroll accountant in those locations. So for every single keyword combination you want to rank for, you need to make a brand new page. On that page, you need to optimize all of the core SEO elements. That's the title tag, the URL, the H1, the H2s, the images, the image file names, the image alt text, the content on the page, the design, the conversion rate optimization. The list goes on. And I think we may have done an episode on that previously. If not, we'll probably do one in the future. But that is the next most important thing. You've done your research. You know what keywords have demand. You know what your customers are searching for. Now you need to make a landing page that reflects those keywords.
Absolutely. So look, some closing thoughts and action steps here. We all know SEO isn't just about ranking, it's about getting found by the right people. So if you're targeting the wrong keywords, you could be wasting 800,000 like Josh's client. You're wasting money on SEO if that's the case.
So don't assume that you know what your customers are searching for. Do the research. Find out the search demand for each of the keyword variations. Look at the data. Target the keywords that people actually search for. And create those landing pages.
Email us for that Google Sheets keyword research template. Subscribe to the podcast and leave a review if this was helpful. Thank you for listening.